एक कुछ मिनट दीपकांजी
Yeah, एक मिनट
please recite the mantra.
जय सच्चिदानंद
जय सच्चिदानंद।
नमो वीतरागाय
नमो वितरागाय।
नमो अरिहंताणं
नमो अरिहंताणं।
नमो सिद्धाणं
नमो सिद्धाणं।
नमो आयरीयाणं
नमो आयर्याणं।
नमो वज्रायाणं
नमो वज्रायाणं।
नमो लोये सव्व साहुणं
नमो लोये सव साहुणं।
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो।
तव पावक प्रणाशनो
सर्वपावपणासनो।
मंगलाणं च सव्वेसें
मंगलानं च सव्वेतिं।
परमं हवै मंगलम्
परमं
Paramam
वै
Bhavai Mangalam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमः शिवाय
ॐ
Om Namah
नमः
Shivaya.
जय सच्चिदानंद
जय
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, welcome. Today we forgot today is a long weekend for USS, so let us see who shows up anyway. So, Deepakanji, last time we left it at, how do I know I'm in Dada's Gnan? So why don't you dwell on that? And then I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions.
See one thing,
I know I have a lot of questions.
our life, if we see our life's situations and circumstances, they are nothing but passing from one worldly happiness to another happiness, and maybe we will come across unhappiness also. In these bouts of happiness and unhappiness, and which keeps coming, it just keeps coming. So no one have any escape from that. In those worldly happiness and unhappiness, if you can, or if you do experience some stability, some solace, then you can understand that this knowledge, this wisdom of knowledge is definitely working. If you are getting carried away by this worldly happiness or unhappiness, getting affected by them, then it shows that this knowledge, although you have acquired, it is there, but you're not using it. You're not using it. You understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like you have an umbrella and it started raining and you are getting wet. People say, you already having umbrella. Why aren't you using that? Oh yeah, I forgot.
No, even forgetting is not the thing. The key is,
It is
it
no.
doesn't
So
come
in that regard,
instantly.
it is forgetting, but in this regard, it is lack of vigilance.
Mm.
It is very sunny, scorching sun. Now you're having glasses. So what is your problem? You have to just take out from your pocket, maybe, or your bag, and wear them. And you keep complaining, oh, so much hot, and all that. So this is what, and the purpose of coming to satsang, listening to satsang is it improves and increases our vigilance. So it makes us more observant our perception power improves, becomes very strong, very sharp, very powerful. And that's how immediately at little disturbance, you will immediately start searching for, start looking around, where am I going wrong? There's something wrong. And that's where we immediately come to know that, yes, we forgot to wear our glasses, we forgot to open our umbrella, and we forgot to use the third eye, the Shiva eye. And we are carried away by these worldly eyes, which although two, but it sees one. And although this Shiva eye is one, it shows two. And so you don't have any problem. And the purpose or the cause of not having that kind of strong vigilance is we have acquired this knowledge, this wisdom of knowledge merely out of grace, not out of our truly that eligibility. So we need to improve our credentials by being in satsang, because just bringing ourselves to satsang itself improve or will improve our vigilance, our understanding, our sharpness, our decision. And you can observe, you can try for that also. Don't listen to any satsang, don't attend any satsang, don't even do any vidhi for 1 week, 15 days. My God, it's like you haven't taken bath for generations. And how full you feel.
We have one person who can testify that also. She's laughing.
Exactly.
Not you, not the other one. It starts with a V. I'm not going to name it. It starts with a V.
No names, please. So this is what it's like. If you practice, then your precision, you become perfect in that skill, in that art. And here also, by being in satsang, you are keeping yourself close to Dada Bhagwan and his science, Akramigna, and which is important, I believe. At times I give example like you're married and you haven't gone to your new home and you continue staying with your parents. What's going to happen? A time may come that you may even forget that, oh, am I really married? I don't know. That extreme possibility is also there.
No, that's a
You may even
rare
forget that you are already married. What?
That's a rare case.
Yeah, but so it is like that. Like those
but this
olden
may
days,
be,
olden days.
this may be true because with the Gnan we can relate that we are, we forget and we remember, we forget it.
Yeah, but like in olden days, when people were of young age, they used to get married and they would continue staying with their parents. And when they become old enough, then they are sent to their in-laws, I will say. So maybe by that time they will even forget that I'm already married. So this is what the idea is. If you want to perfect anything, you have to be in it. So I will just say that someone told me that if you want to learn any language, you must not only just listen, you must not only just speak, you must sleep, you must walk, you must fight, you must live that language. Then you will learn. So I believe that must be the principle in every field of knowledge. Let that be anything. So you must sleep Gnan, you must walk Gnan, you must fight Gnan, you eat Gnan, everything. just not listening or speaking or watching. And I believe that would make us overall, it will build our character in relation to the wisdom of knowledge what we have acquired. As Dada has said, that you just be here with me in the satsang and you keep watching me.
Mhm.
You will learn everything what you need to
Mhm.
understand, to live and to experience this knowledge. So matter is quite simple. In other fields, we understand the necessity of practicing in a way, or spending a lot of your time in that field of knowledge, reading, writing, watching, and whatnot. So here also, the principle remains the same. And I will definitely, assertively, I will say that um, after the Corona time, every Mahatma's state of understanding and pure soul state with their experience, it has definitely improved. Their insight about Dr. Vignan has drastically improved. Their insight about understanding of Dada Bhagwan and Simandar Swami has also improved. And also understanding and living as per five agnas, that has also improved drastically. So it is necessary.
Mhm.
And I have also understood that it is easy if you are listening to Dada's satsang, watching his videos, books, and whatnot. A time will come that intellectually you can make such a wonderful recipe of every satsang. I'll say recipe of every satsang. Because then you will talk and put things, articulate things so very nicely. But when it comes to living aspect, there is, if you deal with that person, I mean, sorry to say that, but if you be in interaction with that person, you will be surprised that he's a talking satsang or she's a talking satsang, but she or he is not a living satsang. So also, it doesn't mean that everyone is like that. But the idea is we have, or we had been listening to satsang, we are reading and whatnot, but now we must start living satsang. And when we start living satsang, then we will live Dada Bhagwan. And when you live Dada Bhagwan, you will be as Dada Bhagwan. And then if you live as Dada Bhagwan, you will see and experience Dada Bhagwan in everyone.
Deepakanandji,
Yeah.
before we go to Lalita Ben, just very quickly, what is the simple 2-3 parameters that
What? What is the simple what?
2 or 3 parameters we can gauge that every day or half a day that you are in Gnan?
Yes. Irrespective of what you are doing, what you are eating, first and foremost, you must have that inner cheerfulness and state of bliss without having anything, in the sense without having any support, food, shelter, water, or any acquaintance.
And talk.
Whether somebody is there, you are alone or with somebody, but that inner cheerfulness, inner peace is always there with you. And immediate indication of that is the moment you get up in the morning, how do you feel?
Mhm.
If you feel great, then it is truly wonderful. But if it is not, then there are too many questions which you need to answer for yourself. And don't take it lightly. Because we are in this satsang for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And it would be shame on us if we reveal ourselves like that. And then it will be obvious that we are just talking satsang, we are talking Dada, but we are not living Dada. And I believe time has come that we must start living Dada. Whether you have any opportunity to talk, to share your experience or not, you will be living Dada and his principles, his science. And then you will be a living science, not a talking science. Words will definitely come out, but that will be very, how do you say that? Formal, very formal. Not because you have to say, but the expressions will be very formal. But then the meaning would be very deep. Since you are living Dada and his science, then you may not use these words, what he has spoken, but you will have your own narration of the experience of the science, which is quite natural.
Okay, let us go to
The
Lalitabel.
reason I understand at the same time is that whatever words Dada has used to express this knowledge, you will go to the depth of those words, and naturally, then that understanding and experience will come out in your own words. But that science and principle will remain forever same, and same. But then your words will have a lot of meaning, lot of impact, lot of power, and it will benefit you and others at the same time. It's easy if someone asks you, just be in 5 agnas. Oh, isn't that vyavasthit? Just settle all these files amicably. And people say, I know all that. That's why if you listen to any of the other satsang, without using any of these words of 5 agnas, he has given solution for amicable settlement. Observe that. Hardly you will listen, you will hear from Dada in Dada satsang that he has used vyavasthit. No. He has never also said, why don't you handle this file amicably? No. But he has shown how will you deal in this situation, which will help you handle the file amicably. The best part. Without even uttering the word amicable settlement of the files. And filed, he has never verbalized at any time.
Okay.
So these are some of these aspects. So I tell myself that you are talking Dada. I'm not impressed with you. Let me tell you. I tell myself. Others may get impressed and all that. I'm not impressed with that. When you live and you remain cheerful, happy in all your life circumstances with everyone, whether you like them or you don't like them, whether they like you or they don't like you, then that's something. That is something. And at the end of the day, you must sleep peacefully with full vigilance. I am pure soul, I am pure soul. Having Dada's divine sight, Nididhyasan, and the body will fall asleep. You will remain vigilant and awake all night. So morning you're not waking up. The body, the name bearer will wake up and your bliss will continue to play its part. Small things matter so much, affect us so much. Now, it's like, most of us have crossed that age wherein you really have to worry, I'm saying worry about your children or your spouse, maybe. Not that way, not that way. But the way we get affected by whatever situation we come across. I believe that needs an immediate attention, an immediate analysis. Hey, what's happening? After so many years, at home itself, you have such exchanges, and it goes on and on and on. That's high time. So, if because any interaction needs an expression, so you will have one and the final expression. Then, if you don't have any response, then without any kind of irritation, you will act positively. But it doesn't happen that way. Don't we experience that? We definitely experience that. Okay, you call someone, maybe twice, thrice, and then the person doesn't respond at all. Hey, you lose your head immediately. What's going on? There's something wrong. So then we even check whether the person has seen our message, the two blue light tick mark. And we get very irritated. We can take the heat of even opening the message and reading the message. But we have to understand that these relations, although they are close, but they are these relations are on basis of hatred, dislike. So don't expect anything positive from them. Because hatred is not from their side, hatred is from our side. It is very easy that that person is hating me. No, you are having dislike for that person. You don't enjoy or really cherish that person's presence as Mahatma, as Mahatma. You as Mahatma and he or she as Mahatma. I believe we must learn to cherish every Mahatma's presence because he or she is representing Dada Bhagwan. Whatever, irrespective of what that person's prakriti, body self or nature is, we must get immune to all that. Because that is our problem. That is interactional karma with the person. But that person is so much useful to the world. Why don't we understand that? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anyway, Dr.
Yes.
Lalita?
Okay, Lalita Ben, what's the question?
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Deepakanandji, this is on the lines of that Drishta Bhav. I want you to clarify the difference between Sakshi Bhav and Drishta Bhav, and how do I know in which I am? I know that one has doership in it.
Witnessing state.
Yes.
Sakshi Bhav means witnessing state. Now, witnessing state is egoistic state.
So, how do I know
without
my
wisdom
ego
of
is in it?
without wisdom of knowledge?
Okay.
When you don't have this knowledge, when you don't have realize yourself as I am pure soul, your lurking belief is I am Lalita.
Correct.
Period. And I have reached that state of witnessing state. I reach that state, I keep witnessing everything. But what is your I state? I state is I am Lalita. Then you can only reach to that witnessing state only. You cannot enter the realm of knowledge.
Drashta. Okay.
Knowledge, basically knowledge. So once you get self-realized, then that ego itself is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you start observing, and that primary, and what is that observing? Observing state of perception state. State of perception is you are trying to understand the relative as relative. So here what Dada Bhagwan has said, you have known yourself, I am pure soul, by the divine grace of
Mm-hmm.
Dada Bhagwan.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, you don't have to understand anything more.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you don't have to know anything, but you have to understand everything. Because what knowledge, what we have got as I am pure soul is 100% correct. But our understanding as I am pure soul is questionable.
One
So
minute,
for
come again. You said you don't have to know anything, but you have to understand everything.
yes, what it means,
Yeah.
your knowledge doesn't improve or increase.
Okay.
Your knowledge remains as I am pure soul, but your
Okay.
understanding becomes perfect. That knowledge as I am pure soul is by virtue of Dada's grace,
Correct.
but which is doubtless.
Mm-hmm.
What uh, what happens after self-realization is
Mm-hmm.
your total experience. Without experience, conviction is not experience. Conviction is by Dada's grace, not by our conviction.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
We have conviction and doubtless state as I am pure soul merely out
Because
of
of the
Dada's grace.
grace. Correct.
His experience has become our knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But our experience, we have yet to perceive the relative, understand that as relative only. Also, that's not me.
Correct.
So you have understood as I am pure soul with total conviction and decision. Period. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you have not known that none of the aspect of Lalita is in you or belong to you. That is yet to be understood. And for that, you have to perceive, understand Lalita. That is your relative.
Mm-hmm.
And come to that conviction that that's not you, that none of the aspect or quality of Lalita is yours. So it's like Dada has
I
given such a
grasp
one.
it. I grasp what you're saying, but it's not common experience. It's not a constant thing.
What example Dada has given?
Mm-hmm.
Dada said, you know, you have your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is living next door to you.
Mm-hmm.
Have total conviction, none of those things what your neighbor owns belong to you.
Correct. Correct.
You have total conviction,
Yes.
not a slightest doubt,
Mm-hmm.
which is not there towards
With file number 1. Yes. You're right.
What does that mean? What is that which has opened your conviction regarding your neighbor? And regarding this neighbor, Lalita, that conviction is not there. What it means, because you have lived with Lalita as I am Lalita.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I is getting reflected as effect of I am. The previous ignorant I am state is getting discharge and get reflected as mine, state of ownership. What was I in ignorant state becomes my in the after the self-realization. And not only that, not after that, sorry. In the discharging state, it discharges by means of ownership as mine. It makes you own your relative self. It makes
So
you
that's a
own.
it's a very subtle point. I want you to clarify that a little bit if we have time.
Yes.
You see that, okay, that what you're saying is everything that's discharging now, I still have the feeling that it's mine, correct? Is that what you're saying?
But that feeling is again discharging effect. That's we
It's
have
a
to
discharge,
understand.
yes, it's a discharging effect because I am now pure soul and I'm separate from my anything.
Separate from mine, not that. Separate from Lalita.
Okay. But that minus is there and it's discharging.
In relation to Lalita. If that minus is there in relation to pure soul, its qualities and its aspects, then there is no problem.
Okay. Yes, it's all because of Lalita, this whole world is
Perpetual
existing.
entity, perpetual qualities, and perpetual phases of those qualities.
Correct. Correct.
Then it's fine. But no,
Yes.
that doesn't happen. We
You're
have
right.
yet to come to that vigilance and conviction that none of the qualities of Lalita belong to me.
Yes.
Talk,
I
we
think
say every day we are reciting the Vidi, but then it has not come to our conviction. Where Dada used to say, whenever we say, I am pure soul, then I just saying, I am pure soul. All he utters that with total conviction, vigilance, and vigilance. And which we also experience that. That is the best part. So nowadays I keep contemplating on things which I say. I wonder these people are not understanding. But then it came to my understanding that not that they are not understanding. You haven't understood all this, so you better understand that.
My last question, will grace run out?
What?
Will grace run out?
Grace never, never, never.
By default, you go back into being file one, and I just, maybe I should have that held over my head that grace will run out unless you shape up.
Some of the qualities, or rather some of the very sticky quality in feminine body is their intellect, very sharp intellect and worldly intellect. Of course, intellect is in relation to worldly matters only, but then added sharpness, cutting edge sharpness is there, and that is very troublesome. And it's very powerful. At the same time, it is very powerful. So you have to work hard. And the best way to work hard and achieve result is your worship and devotion to Dada Bhagwan.
Yes.
If you try to understand the science, then intellectually you can and you will understand the science. And you can very nicely argue, you can debate, you can express whatever way you can, yes, you will. But then you cannot find the living aspect. That power or understanding of forgiveness is not there. I will not forgive. Sorry. Sorry. And that's the problem, because then they are very sharp in the worldly matters. So which badly uh, hinders your progress on the real side. So every other time you keep using your worldly scale,
Mm-hmm.
because you're very sharp and very vigilant in that area, keeping things properly, understanding things, good, bad, how good, how bad it is. But then, and the worst thing is what? Nobody should dare to say a word to me, come what may. Come what may.
Tell me about it. I'm the first one to acknowledge that.
And but this is what what argument they give? Okay, I have done wrong. You have no right to tell me anything. How do you understand this stuff? I agreed, I have done wrong. Don't tell me that. Because then their argument is what? As if you are not committing any mistake. So it is like if you are committing any mistake, you have no right to tell them, to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that matter comes, then she will blast you with all your mistakes. Date, time, situation, and accuracy, perfect accuracy.
Yes, guilty as charged.
Which you
Guilty as
cannot
charged.
challenge.
Yes.
Which nobody can challenge, even God cannot challenge.
With Dada's grace, let me tell you, I've done so much pratikraman for that I could not recall anything after that pratikraman. I could not recall anything. Whereas, like you said, I could, with great accuracy, time, date, and place, I could say what you did, what you said.
Yeah,
But
that's the problem,
Dada really helped me out there.
And you don't want to forget. And you don't want to forgive. Because that is your protective stand against that person's allegation on you that you have done something wrong. You understand that?
Yes. Let me tell you, it was only Dada that allowed me to see this Prakriti.
Yeah, that's true.
That will
That's
throw
true.
anybody under a bus so that I can smell like a
Very
rose,
easily.
you know?
Very easily. Very easily. That's very
No,
true.
this was purely his grace that such a thing existed, came as a rude shock. Vaishali, it's all yours. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Unmute karo.
Jai Sachidanand. I appreciate your questions, Lalita Aunty, because the grace part, I've been feeling it too, that does the grace ever run out? I have a list of questions, Deepakanandji. I'll start with, you said that inner cheerfulness earlier, that, that's a mark of if you're, this is what I understood, that it's a mark of if you're in Agna or you're not. And there are days where I wake up with that, that excitement that I get to wake up again and it's going to be a fun day. And then there are days where the brain or the intellect takes over and I wake up with so many thoughts and almost like a dread for the day to come. How do so that means that obviously I'm not using Gnan in that moment. So how do I bring the intellect to come to that constant state of inner cheerfulness?
You are not doer of any of those tasks.
Right, okay.
That is very important. But you want to finish those tasks, yes, that's right. So you have to start with a prayer that these are the tasks I want to complete. Dada, give me that inner strength, that understanding, all that wisdom which is necessary to finish that, all those instrumental presence of people, things, and time.
Right.
Let that be present to accomplish my work. And you will see that it happens. Let us take one example, quick example.
Okay.
Bhave Bhagwan had a typical demand, his inner demand, his inner wish, which is called, what was it called? Sorry. I forgot the word. Abhigrah. Is Abhigrah. Abhigrah, what it means that in his previous life, he had decided that when I renunciate, when I take diksha, then the first alm which I will take with these conditions. And those conditions were like 8 or 10. And very contradictory condition. Number 1, I will take it from a princess, Rajkanya. Number 2, the Rajkanya, the princess should be bald. Is it possible?
No.
Apparently, if you just try to think, impossible.
Right.
A bald princess. Number 3, she should be in shackles. Now, is it possible?
No.
A princess in
Princess.
shackles? Yeah. No. She should have done penance for 3 days, fasting for 3 days. Last 3 days, she should not have eaten anything. Number 4. Number 5, she should offer Mahavir Bhagwan with a particular kind of lentils. Number 5. Number 6, when she gives these alms to Lord Mahavira, because of the shackles, she cannot come out of the, what do you call? Threshold. Right? I mean, you cannot cross the door. So
Right.
threshold, she remains one foot out of threshold, one inside threshold. Right, like that. So number 6. Number 7, she must have tears. Let me just recall. Tears not out of agony, tears out of humility. So at least 7 we have estimated. Now these 7 conditions got fulfilled naturally after 5 months and 25 days. And all those 5 months and 25 days, every day he would go for alms and he would return when he didn't see these conditions fulfilled, which got fulfilled naturally after 5 months and 25 days. Who did that? So we say like such a complicated wish, desire, got fulfilled in just 5 months and 25 days. I believe our desire cannot be more complicated than this. But it takes so much long.
Right.
The reason is we have done a lot of contradiction. in the sense, I want to be happy, but I have given agony to so many people. I want to be rich, but then I have done this stealing, or I have talked negative about people. So now this stealing attitude and all talking negative about people, it's an open contradiction for you to have any kind of wealth. So like that, bunch of obstructions are there in our life because of our own contradiction. So they take more than 5 months and 25 days.
Right.
Much more. People say, my whole life is over, but this desire didn't get fulfilled. Apart from that, if you really observe, there is no desperation also fulfilling those desires. What it means? You don't see any kind of hard work. You have to put proper and effective efforts. Those are not there. And still you have those desires. Every day he would go to collect and 3 times a day. And he would return, which happened after 5 months and 25 days. When he went in, it happened. So this is what, when we understand this, then don't worry about all that. Here, what nicely Dada has said, you have no relation, no connection whatsoever with Vaishali.
True. True.
You are together with Vaishali, but you are not one with Vaishali. You both are separate.
Yeah.
That needs to be understood with total conviction, which is not there.
Yeah.
Why we get affected? Small things happening. If it happens against your desire, against your wish, against your planning, you get irritated, you get disturbed, you get annoyed on the other person who is instrumental for your delays. In fact, that person is part of nature obstructing you because of your own mistakes, past mistakes, which we don't want to acknowledge, we don't want to accept.
No.
And we claim, we argue with people who are instrumental for our progress, for our obstruction, which are instrumental. So then all these negative feelings or negativity, when it goes with right understanding, then you will remain positive. So any pressure or any trouble or worry about fulfilling any task, then you have to understand that you have taken the reins of the nature in your hands.
Right.
That's the only problem. So leave those reins with nature only, and you try to be positive, try to put all positive efforts. Then it will happen. So it's like, it had to happen after 5 months and 25 days. Some would, argue and try to debate, saying that Lord Bhave was, he could see everything, past, future, and present. So didn't he understand that it's going to take 5 months and 25 days?
Right.
Now, this is also a question.
Yeah. I was also thinking, what was his state of mind while he was waiting for that 5 months to 25 days? What
So
was
it's like he already knew it's going to take 5 months and 25 days. Then why worry at all?
You're right.
Why not? Well, you don't have to go after 5 months and 25 days only, first and final.
Right.
But that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It is our imagination, it is our anticipation. We believe that this means he knows have the knowledge of the future also. it is very difficult to understand.
Yeah.
The reason is, although he had said, regarding Lord Mahavira, when he was his grandson, Chakravarti Bharat, King Bharat's son, as Marichi, because King Bharat asked his dad, that is Rishabdev, Lord Rishabdev, that you are in our family, you are the first Tirthankara, Adinath. I am the first Chakravarti. Is there anybody in our family who is going to hold some respectable place in the society? And he said, your son is going to be the first Vasudeva, and he's also going to be the last 24th Tirthankar of this half cycle. So he had revealed this, but this was totally in relation to what was asked. But then it is very difficult. Then, people say that, that's what the scriptures narrate, that listening to this, Marichi will become very egoistic.
Mm. Yeah.
And due to that, all these things happen. So it is very difficult to, how do you say that, analyze and understand this state unless we reach that state of knowledge. But what I have understood, let me share my experience or my analysis. Mahavir Bhagwan, while he was walking, he had Audhi Gnan. Now, Audhi Gnan means he could see things beforehand from distance. So from distance means from little time before it happened. But then beyond that was not there. So whenever he was walking, he will not see anything surrounding him beyond 6 to 8 feet. He was some 5 feet, between 5 and 6 feet height. And he saw only, while he was walking, anytime he walked, he saw things which came in the range of 6 to 7 feet only.
Right.
Why? The reason I analyzed. I said, if I see anything now 50 feet, 1,000 feet away, let us say, I could see. By the time I react 1,000 feet away from here, by the time I reach there, it can change.
Mm-hmm.
So what is important now is my present state, my present surrounding, which is like 5 to 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Because that is the time in my hands. That is the situation in my hand. And I must respond amicably or deal amicably with that present situation. So someone who lives in present forever will not ponder or wonder in future.
Sure. Yeah.
And never, of course, in the past also.
Right.
But he or she will learn the best lessons of life, understanding the past. Because one who lives in present, he knows or she knows the past very well. And probably we will say that he or she will not, we will ensure that they don't repeat their mistakes. With Dada Bhagwan did. With Dada Bhagwan did, and we continue doing that. We are not even doing all those forgiveness, pratikraman for that.
No,
So
this
I
totally
did
makes
enough.
sense. Yeah.
I did enough now. I have so many other things to do. You want me to do pratikraman all the time? What is that?
Yeah.
No. It's like whatever time you need for bath, you do. Whatever time you need to clean your kitchen, your home, you do. To clean your car, you do. But for this, we are not all that serious. And I believe we don't even have that conviction also.
Right. And a conviction, when we talk about conviction, my other question is, so from this inner cheerfulness part, what I understood is that that is my default state, the inner cheerfulness. That just stays. I don't have to do anything. But when it's
Irrespective, what is
disturbed,
my commitment, what is my desire? See, my understanding is before I get liberated, all my desires are going to get fulfilled naturally.
yeah,
I have no right to fix that time. It should happen tomorrow or day after
yes,
tomorrow.
yeah,
But with this understanding that it is coming, it is going to get fulfilled, but I have no right to judge a time for that.
mhm,
So with
completely
this
understand.
conviction, with this understanding and conviction, I said, if it is going to come, let us wait and watch. And what is important now? What am I supposed to do now? I
Mhm,
must focus on that now.
yeah.
Then I will make the best of my present situation, my present time, the breath I am taking.
I totally get that. I do this when I'm hiking. If I'm hiking a steep hill, I don't look up top. I just look at my next step. What is my next step? So then I'm not getting, bombarded by,
Correct.
oh, how am I ever
Correct.
going to get there? So I
Yes.
totally
Very
understand.
true. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
The other question I have is, before I go to sleep, or like in the middle of the night, sometimes I wake up and I will say, Mushuddhatmachu, I'm a pure soul, I'm a pure soul. A lot of times it sounds mechanical, like it's on autopilot and it's just saying it, but I'm not feeling it, or I'm not convinced I really am Shuddhatma. I mean, buddhinu badu apadu dapanche, but
Okay. Let us analyze that. Do you keep saying, oh, I'm a married woman, I'm a woman, and I have to take care of my family? No, you take care of your family.
yeah,
You are living as a wife,
as,
as a
yeah,
mother.
yeah,
That is out of question. So it is never mechanical. It appears, it could appear, it can appear like it is happening mechanically. But no, it is not. You have reached that state of pure soul, which others will never say that, cannot even think, cannot even dream.
right,
And it has happened. It is a fact that has happened. So it is never mechanical.
okay, okay,
Mechanical part is not, state is never mechanical,
right,
state of being. Activity part is definitely machinery, mechanical part. So everything that is related to Vaishali is mechanical,
correct,
is machinery, total machine.
right,
So with this understanding, the knowing part is only with the soul, the pure soul, and that's who I am.
yeah.
Period.
And the more I say it, it doesn't matter. Buddhi doesn't have to
It's
believe
not,
it.
apparently, which is, we are not saying actually. I feel it is like we are echoing our state without any expression. It just echoes within ourselves that I am pure soul, I am pure soul, I am pure soul. And the more it comes to our conviction and vigilance, the more cheerfulness you will experience. Because with that, I am pure soul, that means I am separate from the body self
Right.
and the connected relations. So just enjoy it. If it is going to happen after 2 days, I must continue all my efforts till then.
Yeah, that's
That is
very nice.
what I must take care. Not anything else. Just worrying and getting tense, getting worried. No, that's not right. Absolutely not right. So it's going to happen. And if it is going to happen after 2 days, you will see that all those evidences, they are coming together, and at that particular time, at that particular moment, all will be together and it will happen. Think of solar eclipse or lunar eclipse.
Mhm.
At that opportune time, you see the eclipse.
Yeah.
And once the time passes away, it's gone.
Yeah.
So this is how
Yeah, that's beautiful.
we have to understand the relative aspect, how things are happening on the worldly side. And when that is understood very well, then you will not have any problem.
I have one
Lord
more.
Mahavira,
Go ahead.
just one. Lord Mahavira was asked to take renunciation, to leave home, because your purpose of life is for the welfare of the world.
Mhm.
So that's what. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So on this welfare of the world, and earlier you said that the feminine prakriti is such. So one of the things that I struggle with is, Vaishali struggles with, is that, I'll give you an example. If I'm in the kitchen and if there are elderly women in the house and they're constantly telling me what to do or how to do it, it triggers me. Like, I am not 20-year-old. I know what I'm doing. I've been feeding my family. All that stuff comes up. And then when I talk about this with people my age, the answer is, well, yeah, you can't be this docile and doormat, and don't let people treat you like that. What happens to your confidence if you just, let other people tell you what to do? But I feel like I actually don't mind doing it. I don't mind being told what to do. I don't mind doing it. However, the intellect inside once in a while will come up and it will say, well, yeah, of course I know how to do it. Why am I being told? How do I make sense to that intellect and say, listen, you want to get out of all of this. You want to be away from all of this. So who are you going to listen to?
I believe, what is the problem?
Yeah.
We feel that someone else is telling me. Someone else is telling me. Now
Right.
we will see from Dada's scientific viewpoint. Vaishali mother-in-law
Mhm.
is Vaishali only.
Mhm.
And that Vaishali is telling this Vaishali. So why should you have any problem?
Yeah.
So it's like, again, you're watching your neighbor and her mother-in-law is reminding her that, don't forget you have to do this, don't forget you have to do this. What if your mind keeps telling you, reminding you your work? Don't forget you have to do this. Don't forget when you go to pick up children, you have to take this. You have to take this. Then, you feel so happy. Very good. Thank you so much. You're helping me remember my stuff. But if someone else is telling you, your ego is popping up.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
I'm not 18 or 20 years old. I'm taking care of my children, I'm taking care of the family, taking care of home, and I'm taking care of you also.
Right.
So all the problem. So again, very typical of feminine nature. Nobody should tell me even a
What to do.
word.
Yeah.
Even if I'm right, even if I'm wrong, you have no right to tell me anything.
Yeah.
So that is a very typical problem with feminine nature, which could be in men also. And understand that if you are wrong, anyone have right to tell you. So if you have become perfect, there won't be anyone telling you even a word. Nobody.
Mm.
Even then, what Dada said, he experimented. Says, I give you 500 rupees. You tell me a bad word. He says, even after giving 500 rupees, I was willing to give 500 rupees. That time, 500 rupees is how much? And nobody agreed to call me with a bad name. See. So that's how he came to that conclusion. If it happens, it is a natural happening out of your own accord of your own karma. And if it is not there, nothing is going to happen. So be convinced, be clear that Unless it is out of your karmic account, it will happen. If it is not, it's not going to happen. Nobody have any right to intervene, to
Right.
intercept.
So two things I
With such
understood.
understanding, with such
Yeah.
an understanding, you will always have that conviction with clarity that you don't have to worry.
Mhm.
And again, see, you keep telling yourself you have no problem. But if others tell you, you have a lot of problem. And if you tell your kids also, keep reminding them again and again,
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah.
I know that. How many times you're going to tell me?
Yeah.
I'm not a kid now. I'm in 10th grade or so and so, so and so. Same thing happening with us.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing, as an understanding, whatever Vaishali has done in the past, that same thing happens with her.
Yeah.
So her vyavhar get reflected in her now. What had happened in the past, it happens with you now. So learn to, very worldly way of understanding or telling is, learn to bear with it. But no, we don't have to bear. No, we don't have to bear. We don't have to bear. You have to understand it in its place, that it
Yeah.
is happening. It had happened with Vaishali, from Vaishali. So now it is happening with Vaishali. So it is getting settled.
Yeah.
So don't come in its way. Don't come in her way.
Yeah.
Just understand.
Yeah.
And don't take it personal. That's how we say.
Yes, I know. Very true.
Yeah, people say you're taking it too personal, they say.
Yeah. I understand. And I think clearly what I understood from this is that one thing, seeing the other person as other person, and rather than just saying, this is my own stuff that's coming back to me, and ultimately peace is the
But
goal.
mind,
So,
Vaishali is dealing with Vaishali.
yeah, that's it.
Only Vaishali is going to deal with Vaishali. No other individual have any right to deal with Vaishali.
Right. And this is where I make a choice that I don't need to listen to the American psychobabble. I just need to focus on
No,
Dada's
they will say,
math.
but why are you sharing those things with them? That's the
No,
problem.
not even with them. It could be somebody like, I don't know,
Whatever,
friends.
you open your mouth and you are in trouble.
Yes.
That's what we have to understand. You
Yeah.
think that I'm sharing, I'm relieving my burden. No, you are creating problem for your
More,
own self.
yes.
And not only that, just imagine if they happen to come across your mother-in-law, they will
Yeah.
recall all that. Same lady who
Correct.
bothers Vaishali.
Yeah.
So that's not right.
Definitely. One last question, Deepakanandji. Sorry, Radni uncle, do I have time?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, because Vaishali, when we get some comment.
And
Your
today is one day, you said?
Your questions are all awakening everybody's.
No, listen, I'm just grateful that we have this satsang that helps me bring clarity to this mind of mine.
No,
But
yeah, Miraben just said thanking you for bringing out the. Go ahead.
my other question is that a lot of times the intellect shows me that there's one way of living the life in Vyavhar that Vaishal has decided that this is the, example, all organic foods, healthy environment, no chemicals, all of those things that I've made up that is the best way to live. But then you live in an environment where you're not able to control other people and their choices because you're in an extended family and everybody has their own way of they want to do things, then feeling that frustration that if everybody could just change, my life would be so much easier. How do I make sense? Like everybody else is not really going to change.
Let us try to analyze this in a way. Everyone have their own do's and don'ts.
Correct.
Right? So it's like, I don't eat several stuff. I eat only particular things. But when we visit people, we visit new people. So then they are not aware of my requirements. And then they come up with certain things.
Mhm.
They offer us something. then we're not supposed to make faces.
Of course.
We are not supposed to make a loose comment also. We just take little and take care of them. So yes, these are good things, eating organic stuff and all that. But even think of that. In the name of organic, what is the surety? Genuinely, how much organic that stuff is? Isn't that also a question
Yeah.
which needs to be addressed and understood? But we are just blindly after that. So it is good. I'm saying it is good. But don't be so much sticky about it so that your life becomes miserable.
Yeah.
And certain times, if something is going to happen, will happen. So I'm not talking about something one-sided, but just trying to understand. One last example. Gautam Buddha, he in his last moments, last time I will say, uh, he told his closest disciple, Anand, that, okay, uh, I foresee that on this particular day will be my last day. And on that day, I plan to be in this area. So tell everyone, all our disciples, all our bhikshu, to gather over there to have my last darshan. And they were traveling. On the way, they came across one of their disciples, a follower, I'd say, one of their follower, and he invited that he was like a kingly person. So he said, come to our palace, have food. So he said, okay, fine. Now that person, that follower, served him with a stuff which was not good for him. But because it was his inner positive feeling, so he went to the palace, he ate that stuff, and after a while, when they left the palace and uh, they were walking again. I mean, they were going in that area. I mean, in the direction of that place, the final place where he's going to have his last breath, leave his last breath. So he told Anand, Anand, situation is bad, and his health was really going down. He said, uh, he served, that follower served me with something which I'm not supposed to eat. And it is acting negatively in my body. So it doesn't look like that. I look like I'm going to live till then. So he preponed that, okay, this will be the last day, and tell everyone to come there, new place. He also told him, don't tell anyone, don't tell that person that you served him with this stuff, and Gautam Buddha passed away because finally it was because this particular thing happened. But we came to know that. You understand that? How did we come to know?
Somebody told
In
somebody.
posterity. If we came to know that this person served him, his followers served him with this stuff, due to which he felt sick and he passed away. So this is the tragedy.
Yeah.
It's not easy to remain silent, even when you are told not to share certain things. But anyway, the idea is, even after knowing what is good, what is bad for you, at times situation comes such that you cannot refuse. You accept it and bear the consequences. That this is your destiny.
Yeah. Yes, that makes clear sense. But a lot of times what happens is that Vaishali's Prakriti tends to judge other people for the choices
That's
they're
all because of the intellect. Just a minute.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. See, the factor of intellect is uh, acting or acting negatively with us. If that was not there, because we have to yet to surpass that light, that relative light,
Oh, the relative light. Okay.
you have to surpass that. So it's like we have to amicably handle the discharging effect of intellect.
Yeah.
Until
understand what
that
you're
is there, you will have this conflict
saying.
and you have this struggle also. But then one thing is there, finality is, knowledge is finality. That is going to win.
Mhm.
So that's it.
Yeah. I understood. Okay. So the judgment part becomes because there's that barrier of relative. You're not seeing them for who they
You
truly
understand also that this judgment part has come out of intellect and it's not going to do anything
Yes.
good for me. Okay, I have noted. Intellect doesn't say follow me. Intellect doesn't say listen to me. But
Mine
if
seems
you
like it's
listen,
constantly
no,
telling me. Mine seems like it's constantly telling me to
always
listen.
yes, because we have patent that intellect all these generations.
Yeah.
So now it try to pat us and make us follow
Mhm.
the intellect. But we say now we have understood your true color, so just leave me alone. So I have left you alone, but you still listen to me. That's not my problem.
Mhm.
If you listen to me, intellect says, if you listen to me, then it is your problem. You be wise and listen to Prajna Shakti only.
Shakti.
Why do you listen to me?
Yeah.
And we curse intellect that you are bad, you're this and that. So whatever I am, I am.
Yeah.
I'm not you. So you be there in your place, listen to what Prajna Shakti tells you. You listen to me and then you curse me. This is not right.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, I'm sorry. I am not listening to Prajna Shakti. But unfortunately, I'm listening to you. So that's how what Dada has said, I have become a Buddha.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that I don't have intellect. I don't use intellect.
Intellect. Yeah.
That state of abudh, that is free from intelligence, is not, I mean, by not using intelligence in any of the worldly affairs.
Yeah, there's so much freedom in it, just
Yes,
letting
so it's
things
like
unfold.
we have two lights coming, one from intellect, other from knowledge.
Mhm.
Intellect says it is his fault, other person's fault,
Right.
and knowledge says it is your fault. But then to accept my fault is so very difficult to digest. But others, it's very easy to digest and pass on. So that is where we are going wrong. So we listen to intellect. So it is our problem. So we should be wise and what do you say, have that clear conviction that we should never listen to intellect. One more thing and last thing. How much intellect we must use. That's what Dada has revealed. You must wear your left foot in your left shoe in your left foot, and on your right shoe in your right foot. That's it. You should
That's
not
all.
use intellect beyond that. It's not needed. And at home, we leave our shoes outside in
Yeah.
the rack, shoe rack. So when you leave your shoes in the rack, you tell your ego and intellect you have to be
Stay
here.
with it.
Because
Yeah.
home is a place where heart exists. You are not needed here. Maybe you are needed outside, but you are not needed at home. So you be here.
Yeah.
When, with this little adjustment, and I will say a kind of vigilance, understanding. Your life will become very easy and it will remind you inside. It will caution you from inside. Hey, you have started using intellect again. You already left at the rack. Why are you bringing it inside? Again, go and put at the rack.
Mhm.
You already left at the rack. Now you don't bring that intellect because at home it is not needed.
Yeah.
Home exists by heart, not by head. So don't allow your head to come at home. Come in the home. Let it remain on the racks only.
Very nice.
So it
Very
really depends how you put things, and it will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Beautifully explained. Thank you, Deepakanandji. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidan, very good. Deepakanji, our time is up. Three mantra. Vishal, please follow.
Satchidanand. Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Uvasayanam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Savva Pava Pranasano.
Savvapavappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Sachidan. So on for the next week, let us work on our Gnan and see how amicably we resolve all the situations that come into that. Okay?
Especially in
Deepakanji?
relation to intellect. Focus on that, where all that intellect we use and we are not able to handle the file amicably because of intellect.
That's the push-ups we are doing every day.
That's that's what.
That's the first question in the evening. What your intellect, positive and negative. Okay. Okay. To make any announcement tomorrow?
Come again? Hello?
Tomorrow program.
Okay, tomorrow program. Sorry, tomorrow morning, the whole day, we are changing the all-day effort, Purusharth. So we'll talk tomorrow only on that. But for next week, we are planning that I'm not yet clear. So let us wait and I'll put it in a message. So tomorrow's program, otherwise, morning 6:30, we have our morning prayer, Prartha Vidhi, 10:15, Gujarati Satsang, 4:30, Kirtan Bhakti and Aarti, 9 p.m., we have worldwide Satsang. Come and join us. Jai Satchidanand.
Yeah, Deepakanji, this week, for 1 week we did it, but still, I'm talking of Rajni, I still have a handle on this positive, negative of my intellect, and also, seeing Rajni in everything I do. So
Let us put this way. We had been watching our physical gross, subtler and subtlest faults. So now we'll put an effort that whoever we are dealing with, you are dealing with Rajni. I am
Okay,
dealing with
okay.
Deepakanandji, Vaishali is dealing with Vaishali only. Subirji is dealing with Subirji. Shailya is dealing with Shailya only. Dr. Lalita Ben is dealing with all Dr. Lalita Ben only. Aarti Ben only Aarti Ben. Meera only Meera. Meenakshi only Meenakshi. So
So that
no conflict, no problem. You are dealing with yourself. Let us observe that. Is that okay?
yeah, that will be better because I had this question. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to take a question. I
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead. Yeah.
clarify. Say, because we've been doing this and for a week now, more than a week now, you know. So when Rajni wakes up in the morning, he knows he's woke up. Okay. Then I do my chores and all that and go out for a walk and come back. Perfect. Rajni is doing all that. But once I come home, then that Rajni is forgotten except when I'm eating lunch. Okay. So how do I get more into this awareness? Why?
So one thing is that when there are certain aspect or circumstances of our life wherein our stickiness is not there, our involvement is not there, our hard-headed decisions, opinions are not there. Then in those situations, it's very easy to remain vigilant as I am pure soul, Ragni is separate and everything is fine. But when such sticky, hard-headed opinions, things come up in our life situation, then everything gets blocked, blindfolded. So this is where, whenever you come across such things and you understand that, oh, you missed so much, then retrospection, you correct them, do pratikraman for all that.
Okay.
Understand that?
I will have more questions. આજે તમે વહેલા હો તો મારે
Fine.
બહુ અમુક ક્લેરિફાઈ કરવાનું છે.
Fine,
I
fine,
need
no
to,
problem.
because I'm an engineer, right? So I said, hey, if I'm waking up 12 hours,
I'm an engineer. Who
I
I?
was an engineer.
But who I?
Yeah, see, Rajni. So I suppose,
Certain things, we even unknowingly we are projecting ourselves, we
right.
are connecting ourselves with the body self.
Yeah.
So
એટલે
you can
I
say
was,
that Ragni is engineer and
yeah.
Ragni is having this problem. Actually, it is not even Rajni's problem. It is your problem. Irrespective of what Rajni is, irrespective of what Rajni is, you are pure soul separate from Rajni. You don't have to listen to what Rajni says, what Rajni thinks, what Rajni feels. But you have to understand that, okay, this is what Rajni feels, this is what Rajni thinks, this is what Rajni do, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying, that, if I'm awake 12 hours, like, for example, that's 45,000 seconds, and I was thinking for 45,000 seconds, I'm aware. But after Sanda baat કરીશું.
Yeah, true. If you calculate in terms of seconds, it's true. It's true, but then see, first thing, it's an acquired knowledge. Number two, the time is Kali Yuga, dark time. So our body self is not all that capable enough wherein that level of vigilance will open within us. And we have yet to do so much of cleansing, which we haven't done. We haven't done. And things we come across so many things, so many of our mistakes, but those mistakes just go pass away without cleansing.
Yeah, yes,
And
true.
over and above, we blame the other person. We see the other person at fault, which is
Yeah,
so wrong, so bad. So we
yeah.
need to correct them. So I feel, seeing others as your own body self, I think it will be a good thing to observe our mistakes and correct them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
Actually,
Abra.
at home, you have to see uh, there is always another Rajni Bhai,
Yes.
always
Yes.
yeah, cautioning this Rajni Bhai. So
Yes.
tell this Rajni Bhai, you better be vigilant and be appreciate that someone is watching you, someone is taking care of you. Over and above my own self, over and above me.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's like, these all these other Rajnis, they are this Rajni's counterweight.
True. Slowly is sinking in now.
Because engineer brain is there. Engineer brain has good points, positive things also and lot of negative things also.
Right. Okay. Jai
Engineer
Sachidanand.
stuff is more heady and Dada stuff is more hearty.
Yes.
These two cannot go together. That's the problem.
Yes.
So if
True.
you keep recalling that, oh, I'm an engineer, then you are more heady.
So no, that's forgotten now.
But you still wear that Western, what is that Western? What's your, what's the company's name?
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse shirt you're still wearing. Maybe that is reminding you again and again you're still an engineer.
Yeah, I don't know. No, that's all gone now.
Okay.
Okay. Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand, Dr. Lalita, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, Meera, Jai Sachidanand.
Okay. Thank you, hardliners who stayed for a long time. Unmute everybody.
Jai
Please.
Sachidanand
Jai
Deepakanandji.
Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand. Good job,
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand
Jai
Deepakanandji.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand,
Deepakanandji,
Meera.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Deepakanandji,
Sachidanand,
Jai
Leila.
Sachidanand.
Dinesh bhai, Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand
Happy
Meenakshi
Jai
Ben.
Sachidanand.
Jai
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 Sachidanand.
Sachidanand,
Sachidanand.